Well, gang, it looks like that somebody gotta call in Tom Cruise right now because we got a bad situation. You do not have to subscribe. You do not have to like the video. Check this out. Roll it.
And we are just getting this in and want to bring it to you. It is the president's latest Truth Social. We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran.
Oh,
we have complete control. Iran had good sky trackers and other...
Yeah, and that's what the homie Trump's saying, that it's over, man. America not gonna get involved. America getting involved. Yeah, get ready to draft, man. Get ready to be drafted, fellers.
Defensive equipment and plenty of it, but it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff, he says. Nobody does it better than the good old USA.
There
the
we
President
go.
of the United States moments ago. All eyes are on him in the White House right now and what the next moves in the conflict will be as it's starting to escalate again and again in the Middle East. New video showing a series of Israeli airstrikes across western Iran. And perhaps that's exactly what President Trump was talking about, controlling that airspace. Those Israeli strikes have taken out dozens of missile launch sites and radar.
If you're a gym rat, if you love going to the gym, in other words, you walk to the gym, in other words, you run to the gym, in other words, you stay in the gym or you work out, you're gonna be one of the very first to be drafted. Because you're gonna be fit. You wanna join the armed forces? You got it, son. Welcome on in. Yeah, it's over, man.
That are spread across the western region there. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner here with my co-hosts Kayleigh McEnany and Emily Campagno. Also joining us today, Molly Hemingway, Fox News contributor, and Griff Jenkins, Fox News national correspondent. First, though, let's go to senior correspondent Mike Tobin, who is in...
Before we get down to the senior, we actually got this video, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you guys love conspiracies, and we do conspiracy content as well, normally and primarily about, like, UFOs and the alien twats and all that. But check this out. William Cooper, CNN, I know you guys would say fake news, so this is why we got the equalizer. We got Fox News as well, right? I got you guys with the Fox News, I got you guys with the CNN, and we also got the good old BBC coming up too. Pause. BBC British Broadcasting Channel, guys. Come on, man. William Cooper CNN interview took place in a private hotel suite in Atlanta, Georgia in 1992. Roll it.
What role in the Middle East again does Israel play in this?
Israel was created as the instrument to bring about the Battle of Armageddon and the fulfillment of prophecy. A war that will be so terrible, where nuclear weapons will be used, so that the American citizens and the other people in the world will get down on their knees and beg for no more war. And what is the answer to that? They're going to be told the only way we can guarantee no more war is if we destroy the sovereignty of nations and we come together as one humanity in a one world government.
Right.
Yeah, sounds awfully similar to that Project Bluebeam, Project Blue Balls that you hear about, one world government, right? I wonder, like, what Baba Wanga gotta say. I wonder what Nostradamus gotta say. Yo, please don't tell me they also predicted WW3 in 2025. But
President Trump has called on Iran for unconditional surrender. In a flurry of posts on his social media this afternoon, Donald Trump called Iran's supreme leader an easy target, but said that the US was not going to kill him, at least not yet. US fighter jets are understood to be on their way to the Middle East as speculation grows that the US could...
America not getting involved? America definitely getting involved.
...could become directly involved in the war between Israel and Iran. Tonight, Donald Trump has met his national security team to decide America's next move. Yeah. Well, this is Tel Aviv tonight.
Bro, you said that you ain't gonna get involved, man. What the hell, man? Yo, if America gets involved, it's over. It is game over, bro. You already know it, man. Get ready to be drafted. You know, there's a saying, born too late for the 90s, born too early to explore the stars, but born just in time for the end times.
Iran has fired more missiles into Israel, but there are no reports so far of any impacts. As millions flee Tehran today, we will ask if the US is about to get involved in the war and whether the regime in Iran could be about to fall. But first, here's Tom Bateman with the latest from Washington.
Okay, let's get down to Tommy boy.
Donald Trump's nighttime dash back to Washington unleashed more uncertainty on a region at war and a frenzy of questions asked at 40,000 feet. First, what about French President Macron's remark about an Israel-Iran ceasefire plan?
Look at it better than ceasefire. We're not looking for a ceasefire. I didn't say I was looking for a ceasefire. That was Emmanuel, nice guy, but he doesn't get it right too often. But we're not looking. We're looking for better than a ceasefire.
The president then
For
turned to
better,
an ultimatum for Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, saying he was an easy target. We're not going to take him out, kill, at least not for now, he posted.
Damn.
But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers.
Okay,
Our
that's
patience
good.
is wearing thin.
Uh-huh.
In another post, Mr. Trump said he expected unconditional surrender. The US is already...
Yeah, things are escalating, bruh. Things are escalating. So, Pakistan, India, calm down. Now you got Israel and Iran DLC happening. Yeah, man. Middle East, Eastern fatigue kicking in or what?
already helping Israel shoot down incoming missiles as Iran retaliates to Israel's attacks. But so far, Washington has said its role is limited to that. Mr. Trump has veered between threats to Tehran and highlighting that the US isn't involved. But today's sudden shift has led to mounting speculation over what's coming next.
Yeah, America not getting involved. The United States of America, however, wanna press X to doubt. United States of America getting involved, son. And you of course got UK, Israel, Canada's probably gonna jump in after the fact, or perhaps not. Maybe we're kind of like busy with the maple syrup. Are we busy? I mean, I'd rather stay busy with maple syrup than actually you know, getting deployed, bro. Like, nah, man, that is crazy, bro. Yeah, I hope for the peace, man. I'm on the side of peace in Israel, in Iran, and in general as well, right? Yeah, let's see what happens, man. Let's find out.
Over the past 3 days, at least
Scotland.
30 US military planes have been moved from bases in America to Europe. They are all KC-135 tanker aircraft used to refuel fighter jets and bombers. These pictures taken in Suffolk today appear to show an aerial refueling tanker accompanied by 4 fighter jets.
Yeah, they don't want the fighter jets landing, though. They're like, okay, stay in the air, Holmes. You know, stay in the air. We coming to get you that fuel, bruh.
One military expert told the BBC the flights were highly unusual and suggestive of contingency plans to support intensive combat operations in the Middle East. US officials are keeping their options open.
We believe that Iran, as President has said from the beginning, should not have a nuclear weapon. That position hasn't changed. They can give it up peacefully. That position hasn't changed. And
so, yeah, like, there are two sides of the coin right now. So people are questioning, rightfully so. It's been like how many years? 30 years, maybe even more than that. Israel has been always saying that, yo, they're this close, man. They're this close to have nuclear weapon. It's been over 30 years and they don't have it, right? And right now we're hearing they were, some people are saying 70%, but I've heard like news reports saying that 60% uranium, they were, in simpler words, Iran got closer to develop the nukes. They were 60% of the way through. Is that real? Is that fake? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is what we're hearing on the news, right? And there's that, I believe, Denzel Washington quote. You don't watch the news, you're uninformed. But if you watch the news, you're misinformed. Ever heard that quote? If not, well, there you go, right? And it's a powerful quote, because that's exactly what it is, man. Politicians want to divide us, news sources want to divide us all, and hatred sells. And us humans, you can say we're peaceful, but our actions say otherwise.
as a result, right now, we've got assets in the region and we're going to defend them.
Israel wants these to join in its strikes. American B-2 stealth bombers, planes it doesn't have. These could be used to strike Iran's uranium enrichment site at Fordow. Hidden deep underground, it has long been a key target for the Israelis. But only the US is thought to have the bomb needed, the massive ordnance penetrator, to destroy it. A factor that has added to the pressure.
This is like, I'm getting that Mission Impossible, or not Mission Impossible, I'm getting that Tom Cruise, that movie that came out before Mission Impossible.
Israel's leader has put on the president. But Mr. Trump has also been pushing his desire for a deal with Iran. He still said he hasn't ruled out sending his envoy Steve Witkoff to meet the Iranians. How much of this maneuvering is meant to force Tehran's hand as opposed to a planned US action is so far known only.
Top Gun Maverick, I was googling, man. Top Gun Maverick. If you have seen Top Gun Maverick, actually a pretty dope movie. Love that. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick part 2, right?
To Mr. Trump and his closest advisors. But as the world waits, America's military might is on the move.
Yeah, oh
Tom
no.
Bateman, BBC News, Washington.
BBC News.
Let's speak to our North America editor, Sarah Smith, at the White.
BBC News right there. Okay, check this out. So the United States has made a statement. Oh no!
She got a
Welcome
tablet.
back. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Let's get down to business.
Everyone's set? We're good? Great. Welcome
There
aboard,
we go.
everyone. Thank you again for being here. For generations, the Middle East has been dealing with the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism, with the attack on Israel on October 7th by Hamas, reminding us
they're
of
going to
what's
do
at
it.
stake. Due to the wisdom of the American people, President Trump's election to a second.
It's been good knowing y'all, man. I'm just putting it out there just in case, man. It's been good knowing y'all, man. Happening all before GTA 6, bruh. Will the aliens come to save us? It's the moment of truth, okay? You always heard that, right? I always heard that. Yeah, aliens are good. Hey, they're gonna come down and save us and all that. Aliens care for us, right? Yeah, right. My ass. I mean, if they come down, that would be good. But if they don't, my ass.
Second term has offered the world a chance to see an American leader committed to solving many of the world's existential threats with determination. Now, as the conflict between Israel and Iran continues, President Trump has also been clear that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
He has said that.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio has also stated that fact.
He has
traveled the world working to implement President Trump's vision of peace and security.
They have both said that.
That statement has also been uttered from this podium many times. The fact that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon is clear. As the White House reminds us, since taking office, President Trump has clearly stated no fewer than a dozen times that Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
I've
for
heard
anyone
him say
who's
that.
unclear on that fact.
Yes.
President Trump has made the same pledge no fewer than 40 times before taking office, even as far back as 2011. One of the highest priorities of the Trump administration is the safety and security of the American people. To that end, the Department of State has established the Middle East Task Force to help coordinate support for U.S. citizens, our U.S. diplomatic missions, and personnel and diplomatic engagement. The task force is operating 24 hours a day.
It's a lot.
Over the past week, to help keep U.S. citizens informed, we have
24 hours, that's crazy, man. Yeah, like change shifts. Of course, they change shifts, like but
issued more than 30 security alerts to countries in the region and updated the travel advisories for Iraq and Israel.
Yeah, they said get the fuck out.
We remind U.S. citizens not to travel to Israel or Iraq and not to travel to Iran.
You know what? We will. Yeah, you guys wanna like hop on? You guys wanna? I mean, yeah, like we gonna travel looking like this though. We gonna travel looking like this, man. Damn, man. And yeah, my ass is Canadian, so I don't know how to like use a weapon, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be my excuse. But you Americans, you guys are born ready. There we go, fellas. You guys are born ready, man. Bro, like that's my Canadian Bob of War here, bro. Don't work. It don't work, okay? Like damn it, man, I've got experience in Call of Duty. That's the only negative on this one. That's not helping my case, but
don't go to school tomorrow.
Any circumstances.
Yep.
We continue to monitor the complex and rapidly evolving situation on the ground as we continue to assess and address the needs of U.S. citizens. We urge all U.S. citizens to regularly visit travel.state.gov for the latest travel advisories and security
Don't want to go to Iran.
And to enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, also known as STEP, to receive timely alerts and guidance from the State Department. For Americans needing assistance, and there we have a bit of the website there for you, call +1 202 501 4444.
Got it. That's the number to not call. Got it.
That number again
is that Domino's?
202.
I thought that was Domino's.
4444.
Oh,
Domino's would come before help ever would come from the government. I'll tell you that, man. Yeah, Domino's comes before, bro. Like, shout out to salute to my pizza delivery guys and boys and gals that are watching this video, man. Salute to y'all. Y'all deliver some unprecedented, fascinating, amazing service, bro. The experience has always been amazing when it comes to the speed, time, and efficiency. It always has been an effective, yeah, always, the deliveries are always effective.
If you're on that website, you can also click on that red box.
It's the Department of
it's
the State
a page
Department
where you can search for the embassy of your interest, where you are, where you would like to connect to be able to get help from the embassy in the country where you are. And of course, the numbers there as well for your closest U.S. embassy.
Right.
I also want to add a couple other things here as we're dealing with this. It is a
Are you going to blow them up or not?
rapidly evolving dynamic, but to conclude the topic here today, I want to recognize the State Department and other U.S. government teams around the world working under threat on behalf of the American people, particularly those in Israel and Ukraine, who spent another night sheltering in bunkers as they came under attack. Our priority is the safety of Americans overseas and here at home. It is the priority of Secretary Marco Rubio. It is the priority of everyone who works in this building, and the thousands of American citizens who work anonymously and whom you will never see, who are working in embassies and consulates around the world and working with those local nations to be there for American citizens and to help facilitate American diplomacy. Our priority is the safety of Americans, yes, here at home, but also overseas. We thank all of those working on behalf of the American people, all of you watching from home and from around the world. We thank you.
Thank you for nothing.
For everyone around the nation, we know and honor your work as we begin another briefing here. Ready?
Give us your tax money and thank you for nothing.
To take your questions.
Yeah,
are you going to do it or not?
Yes, hi, Tammy, thanks. Thanks for that. Could you give us some more details?
Damn, it's packed out here, bruh. It's packed. We got a tough, we about to have a tough crowd. Let's find out.
On this task force,
he's from Breaking Bad. Oh, shit. Yo, I forgot his name. You know, the guy that was working with the homie, I forgot his name. You know, the bad guy in Breaking Bad? You obviously had Jesse Pinkman. You also had Heisenberg. But then you also had the other, Gus. You know, Gus's man. He looks like him, bro. Damn. Yo, awfully similar, huh?
How it's going to work, and specifically if it's going to help Americans potentially leave the region, be repatriated, depending on the countries that they're in. And
this looks like
more detail you can give
college room.
Right. I won't be giving you, just as a reminder of how today is a little bit of a different day for the briefing. There is always things that I can't say to you. And yet we have a long back and forth. Sometimes we have a little bit of a debate. I won't engage in that today.
She's not even going to talk.
Responses will be perhaps a bit quicker than usual, and I'll be moving around more quickly to reach it.
Because she don't know, probably, right? She's just assuming. She's just like going with the flow. I will talk about what I feel like.
As many of you as I can, there will be less that I can answer for you because of the circumstances that we're dealing with around the world.
Yeah.
So it is. Just want you to know it's not personal. But we're working on certain things, like the task force is an example. The task force is a group of people who are working, taking the calls of people, of American citizens around the world.
What do y'all think?
Making sure that they get connected with
I feel
what
like
they may
for sure
need
they're going to bomb
that
them.
region. I won't go into the details.
It's a 100% at this point.
Do, of course, but it's about information, making sure people here at the State Department and people that we get the information we need, but also people around the world, American citizens, get directed to the information that they may need as well. So I'll leave it at that, but this is something that the State Department does when there's a situation that requires it, and this is one of those times.
Tammy, I'm sorry. Could I just ask
sure, Matt. Sure. Of course.
Sure. Of course.
The phone number that you get, if you call that number, which I can do right now, who do you get?
You get an individual who is
task force, or
no, you don't get the task force. That phone number is a general phone number.
You're never gonna get the task force, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Because to them we're just peasants, bro. You know, like you gotta pay extra to get the task force. You know, pay $100 to get to speak with the task force for 1 minute and get absolutely nothing.
The task force is busy. But it is a separate unit that is established to take the calls to assist.
Yeah, busy my ass.
American citizens who call to the embassies, particularly. You're going to be referred to embassies who can help you get what it is you need. So, good question.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
sure, of course.
Yes,
so it's for people that are there.
There's some specific consular needs. One in particular that I'm aware of, and there may be more than one, is an American citizen in Iran, where there is no embassy, no consulate. Would that be the Swiss protectorate? Would there be other options?
Where do they go? Yeah, I don't know.
Consular affairs give any advice as to what to do about Americans right now stuck in...
I can't speak to any advice or information
Iran being
regarding
evacuated means they're getting bombed
individuals in
100%.
Iran at this point.
Cannot speak what?
What about American Israelis or Israeli Americans either wanting to come out or wanting to get back home? LL, I believe, has resumed flights.
Well,
small measure for people who,
they gotta get the fuck out of there
in Israel when they were visiting the States.
I mean, let's be honest.
They're American citizens. Is there anything that
man says they had time, bruh? They can't.
They can do? Where should they call this number?
Well, obviously, if you know, when we
bro, run, just run. Instead of calling, just run, bro.
Encourage every American when you travel is to contact your local embassy or consulate, let them know you're there, make sure you know where they are, have those numbers, and that's what I would recommend, no matter where you're traveling, but certainly in the Middle East, is know where those entities are, know where the embassy is. So if you're in Israel, obviously it's Tel Aviv or it's Jerusalem.
Are they open?
Well, they will answer their phone.
I hope so. I mean, I hope they're open.
So there's contacts that can happen in the midst of all of this. And of course, I think that's the advice for wherever you are. But clearly, if you're in a certain area, it's obvious in this case that there are certain limitations in that region, and that contact the embassy, the one that is nearest to you, and you will, at the very least, make sure they know where you are. But also, they will give you.
We're trying to kill people. Call back later. Yeah, I guess so.
Like to make. Yes,
man.
Myra.
Remember her?
Man, but did you see this video though? If not, click on this video on the screen because there was actual footage shown in this one, and it was actually pretty wild. Not sure if you guys were able to see this video or not, but the conspiracies that are going around right now, crazy indeed. Check it out, and I'll see you right there.